All right, folks, the earnings season has begun officially. So what have we learned from today's reaction to these big bank results, and what could actually rock and pop? In other words, strong earnings and the stock goes up. That's a heck of a combination. I brought in Market Gauge Group's Michelle Snyder, one of my favorite stock pickers. First, Michelle, let's talk about these the reaction to these big bank numbers. Initially down, then for a moment they were up. And now they're pulling back, and then maybe they started to go up because the bond yields started to hike. Although I don't know that was inflation as much as the bond auction. So what I'm telling you is I'm confused. Help me.
Well, it's really confusing out there, but a couple of things that are very clear. We had such lofty expectations based on the unprecedented coming from the real lows of COVID into this regrowth that we've seen in the United States. So again, it really will go back to what happens in the next quarter. So the banks are doing well. Yes, they popped because of the yield. So you're absolutely right about that. But in sense of the whole expectations for earnings all around, including all the big tech stocks coming up, I think we're going to see something very similar. Lofty expectations, can the market meet that? And then, of course, how forward-looking will we be to the next quarter where growth might be stymied? And that's exactly the dangerous game the Fed is playing right now.
Yeah, so the Fed's playing this game. We're going to hear from Chairman Powell tomorrow. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to say stay the course, although we had a great economist on earlier. She thinks she's going to hint that tapering's coming soon. What does it all mean, though? I mean, what are you buying right now? What names are you willing to hold right now? Share a couple if you can before they report, knowing how that right now the propensity has been for even great numbers for stocks to go down on good numbers.
Well, a stock that we talked about $50 ago was Netflix, and that's going to be reporting soon. And I still like it. I think $50 in a stock that's trading over 500 plus is probably nothing in terms of what it could actually move up to. They've been making some good deals. And I still think the future for Netflix, especially when you compare that in the FANG stocks to what Amazon and Apple are doing, has a lot of potential. Right. I'm also looking at Match.com. It may be relatively impervious to whatever happens with yields in the overall market because of the growing desire to go out and date.
Michelle, we got to leave it there. We also have Spotify up there too. They're all in the green. You've been rocking. I wish we had more time, but we don't. Got to hand it over to my buddy Ashley Webster.